Inside the Lines is brought to you by Hendrick Honda of Charleston. When you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle, our Advantage program takes care of you for life. Make Hendrick Honda of Charleston your first choice for your next vehicle. Visit their showroom at 1478 Savannah Highway in Charleston or online at charlestonhonda.com. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Lines here on CFCSports.com. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we're presented by Hendrick Honda over on Savannah Highway. I'm Jeff McCarragher. A lot to talk about after a week off last week. We've got to get to baseball and softball, equestrian tennis, and we'll also talk a little sailing later on in the show as well. But first off, let's start on the diamond with softball. Beautiful day out at Patriots Point. Temperatures in the 70s, so let's play two on Tuesday. Softball against Canisius, and a good start for the Cougars. Bottom of the first in game one, Kelsey Hodgson. A double all the way to the wall in left center. That's going to score Lizzie Vaughn, and that gives the Cougars a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the second, now 3-0 College. Hodgson doubles again all the way down the right field line. Mackenzie Maples and Vaughn both score. College of Charleston now increases their lead to 5-0. Bottom of the fourth, and now a 10-0 lead for CFC. Maria Zavala lifts this one to left field, and that will be a sac fly as Courtney Clark comes home, and it's now 11-0 College of Charleston. Bottom of the fifth, Hope Clicker looking to finish this one off, gets the strikeout, and the Cougars win game one big, 11-0 in 5 innings. Game two, we'll skip ahead to the bottom of the fourth. Carly Korthell turns on the Amanda Bond pitch, deep into left field and gone. That is her second home run of the season. That's going to score 2 runs, and the Cougars are rolling again. Here comes Korthell, and they are jumping up and down. Their softball players and happy because they're off to another good start here in game two. Bottom of the fifth, Christy Garagosian rips this one to straightaway center, and that one goes all the way to the wall. Rebecca Mueller and Allison Pedigo both score. Garagosian ends up at third with the triple, and the lead is now 6-0. Very next batter coming up, we're going to see Mackenzie Maples. Rips another double. Goes the other way. That's going to bring home Garagosian. And the College of Charleston now takes a 7-0 lead. Keep in mind they won game one 11-0. Now bottom of the 7th inning, Stephanie Sailors gets Alexis Roman to ground out to second. The Cougars take game two 7-0. Got a chance to catch up with the head coach Shelly Horner and Christy Garagosian after the doubleheader sweep against Canisius.
Obviously, we hit the ball very well today. Lizzie Vaughn, who had been struggling through the season, we moved her to the leadoff spot, and, she was, 6 for 8 today, getting on base. Kelsey Hodgson is just continuing to hit well. Allison Pedigo, I think everyone hit the ball very, very well today. We cashed runners in when we had them in scoring position. I think that was key. Obviously, against App State, we didn't cash runners in when we needed to, and that was a key to our loss, unfortunately. So, along with our hitting, our pitching, obviously, we shut Canisius down, and that was key to 2 wins as well. Steph and Hope pitched very, very well, and that was exciting to see for them to come out relaxed and just pitch like they know how.
Well, the team definitely played with a lot of heart and passion today, so it was a good bounce back for us after a rough weekend, and it's exactly what we needed going into Sanford. It's a big series for us. We're looking to get the sweep, so I think it was good for everyone to get their confidence built back up, and it was good at the plate for all of us to string hits together. Even when we had 2 outs, we had the tendency to rally a lot, so that was good. Well, Sanford's definitely going to come after us, like most teams in the SoCon do, but we're looking forward to playing them because we're ready to fight back, and it's really going to show how well our team responds to this past weekend. So we have a lot to prove this weekend. And coming off 3 losses, we need to bounce back with 3 wins.
The Bulldogs, obviously, the record doesn't, define who they are. Again, anybody can beat anybody on any given day in the SoCon. They're a tough team. They play well on defense. They've got great pitching. They've got some transfers in, and they're playing well, even though the record doesn't define them. But we've got to go in and play tough. We got to play hard. We got to play smart softball, and we've got to cash runners in when we can. It's going to be a great series. I mean, Sanford's a great softball team. They're coached very well, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a long trip, but we just got to rise to the occasion and come out and play our A game.
You just heard Shelly talk about the upcoming weekend series against Sanford. 3 big games coming up at Birmingham this weekend against the Bulldogs. Here's the stat comparison between the 2 squads. College of Charleston with the advantage in the overall team batting average of .264, scoring almost 4 runs per game. And look at the home runs, 23 home runs this season for Shelly Horner's squad. And of course the team ERA, 3.43 for the College versus 3.25 for Sanford. So how big is this 3-game series? Look at the standings right now. App State at 9-3 in the SoCon, 15-13 overall. Chattanooga at 6-3. UNCG with 25 wins overall this season. They're in 3rd place right now in the conference at 7-4, followed by Georgia Southern, Furman, then the College of Charleston right there also at 6-5. Western Carolina, Elon, Sanford right now. Last place in the SoCon at 2-7, so a big opportunity this weekend for the girls obviously to move up in the SoCon standings. Again, congratulations to Shelly Horner and the softball team. A big midweek sweep in that 2-game sweep against Canisius, and a big 3-game road series coming up this weekend down in Sanford. Now we switch from the diamond over to the water. The sailing team here at the College of Charleston, so many great sailors. They've had a terrific season once again. Now time to make a championship run again on the co-ed side. We got a chance to catch up with the team as they preview the championships coming up this weekend.
It is a really big event for us this weekend down at Eckerd because it determines our schedule for the fall as well as qualifying for the national semifinals up at Hampton University in a couple weeks. We have our senior team captain Chris Bonholzer and Morgan Buckley, as well as Brooks Clark in sailing in A Division, as well as our freshman all-star Jake Reynolds and Emmy Stort in B Division. So I'm looking forward to traveling down there, giving them some time to experience the Nationals venue one more time before we go down there and compete hopefully later on in the season. The forecast is light. I'm not really too concerned about the conditions. We just kind of go down there and see what we get. We're not going to be bringing as big of a team as we'll have down there for the championship because the following weekend we're going to be bringing our team race squad down there. So I'm trying to kind of spread the wealth a little bit and be sure everyone gets to play down there a little bit before the championships. We're still growing a lot. I think there's still lots to learn, and if we can just peak at the right time, then certainly good things will happen. Clearly we're one of the best teams in the country, and the goal is to just be the best team when we go down to Florida. So we're still developing, and we've been learning a lot as our team. Our women's team has been getting better every day, and our co-ed team with the team racing has really been coming together, and everyone's sailing really fast. So I think there's really good things could happen in the postseason.
So again, a huge weekend in the spring championships for the SASA Co-ed here in the 2013 season as it comes to an end. It'll be on Saturday and Sunday down in St. Petersburg, Florida. The top 5 teams will advance to the Co-ed National Semifinals to be hosted at Hampton University on the 27th and 28th of April. Again, good luck to the sailing team. Always have very strong teams here at the College of Charleston. We'll take a break. When we come back, still a lot more to get to. We'll talk a little baseball, talk a little equestrian, and tennis as well. It all comes your way next as we continue right here on Inside the Lines.
At Hendrick Honda of Charleston, you get our best price every day. When you buy a new or pre-owned vehicle, our Advantage program takes care of you for life. We offer a lifetime powertrain limited warranty, free towing and shuttle service, complimentary loaner cars, and paintless dent repair. Make Hendrick Honda of Charleston your first choice for your next vehicle. Visit us today at 1478 Savannah Highway in Charleston or online at charlestonhonda.com.
Welcome back to Inside the Lines here on CFCSports.com. As always, presented by Hendrick Honda on Savannah Highway. As always, thanks for tuning in. A lot to get to here in the second half of the show. We'll start with baseball. Baseball coming off a big weekend sweep last weekend. Of course, they did suffer the setback in that midweek game against UNC Wilmington, but a big 3-game Southern Conference series coming up this week against UNCG. Let's look at the Southern Conference baseball standings. Georgia Southern in first place at 9-3. Elon at 10-5. College of Charleston has moved up to 3rd place right now at 7-4. Western Carolina in 4th place at 7-5. The Citadel at 5-4. App State at 6-5. Then Furman, Sanford, Wofford, UNCG, and Davidson round out the Southern Conference standings. Got a chance to catch up with the head coach Monty Lee and catcher Ryan Welke earlier this week.
Well, I think it all just boils down to having quality at bats and trying to string together a number of quality at bats in one inning. That's how you have big innings, is when you have 3, 4, 5 good at bats back to back to back. You know, our offense is kind of run off the leadoff guy being able to get on base. Once the leadoff guy gets on base, it gives us options to try to score runs, whether we manufacture or whether we hit our way through a number of at-bats. You know, when we're going good, we're taking our free passes, we're taking our walks, our hit-by pitches, we're taking our free runners, and I think the thing that helped us at Sanford more than anything, and sometimes it's been a weakness of ours, is once we got guys in scoring position, we were able to drive them in. And, you know, we did a good job of that last weekend, and we have to continue to do that if we're going to be able to be successful on a consistent basis.
Yeah, you know, we swung the bats real well this weekend. We've been kind of up and down swinging the bats for the majority of the season, but it was good to see us string 3 games in a row where, you know, 1 through 9 was able to contribute. You know, and so it was exciting to see, and hopefully we can build off that going into another big conference weekend. You know, it's going to be a challenge, and, you know, we're always up to a challenge. We're a good club, they're a good club, and hopefully, you know, we'll come on the winning side. The bats need to stay the way they were in Sanford, and hopefully we pitch like we're capable of, and I think we've got a pretty good shot.
Again, 3-game series this weekend at home against UNC Greensboro. Here's the stats comparison between the college and the Spartans. Batting average right now for Monty, obviously lower than he'd like it at a .261 clip for the team, but still scoring over 6 runs per game this season. Home run advantage goes to the Spartans. 24 home runs hit so far this season, but look at the team ERA for the college. First in the Southern Conference at 3.75. We'll switch from baseball over to women's tennis. As always, the women's tennis team having a great season so far. They just handed Furman, their conference rival, their first loss of the season. Here's a look at the standings in the Southern Conference for women's tennis. UNCG on top with a 7-1 conference record. College of Charleston now right behind them, tied with Furman for second place. Elon at 5-2, Chattanooga at 4-3, and then the rest of the Southern Conference: App State, Samford, Georgia Southern, Wofford, Davidson, and Western Carolina rounds out the standings.
This match today with Furman was another great one. We wouldn't expect anything else from a match against them. We've had just a terrific rivalry in our 15 years in the Southern Conference. Another 4-3 victory for us. To squeak it out in the end like that is terrific. They're real proud of the team. Just a terrific team effort in the singles. Started a little bit nervous in the doubles. They got us there, and but we really responded great in the singles.
Well, Furman's always a big one for us. We always get really intense and really pumped up, hyped for this match. It's a long time rivalry. They owned the Southern Conference Championship for about 6 years before we took it over, and now we've had it for the past 4. So for us, this matchup is huge. We come out excited. We came out intense, and I was just so proud of the girls. Everyone was just screaming and pumped up and fighting. It's what college tennis is all about, rivalries like this. And I think we proved ourselves today, which is good.
This weekend it's gonna be a big one. We're one of 3 teams that's only had 1 Southern Conference loss. We need to really try to come up big this weekend against a great Sanford team that's really well coached by David Vess, and then again against UTC on Sunday with Coach Clark. It's going to be, certainly these 2 matches are going to be a battle. Both Sanford has had a couple losses against conference teams, but all of them have been 3-set losses, and it's going to be just a great matchup, great Southern Conference tennis, and then turn around and try to do it all over again on Sunday against Chattanooga with our seniors, honoring them that day with Irene Vienna, Olivia McMillan, and Kristen Newman. We'd love to have as many fans out here. If you haven't seen those 3 play, you're missing out.
And just like Coach said, the team will be in action at home at Patriots Point again this weekend, taking on Chattanooga and Sanford. Now we switch from women's tennis over to equestrian, much like we talked about earlier with sailing, as sailing's making their run now into championship play. Equestrian team doing the same thing after a strong season. Time to make that championship run. And here is a look at the equestrian final Zone 5 Region 3 standings. There you see the College of Charleston in first place with 278 points, a nice lead over second place South Carolina at 212 points. Georgia Southern at 188. Converse right behind them at 186. Clemson, Lander, USC, Aiken, Wesleyan, and Furman round out the standings. And again, the Zone 5 championships this Saturday at Evermore Farm in Brooklet, Georgia. Got a chance to catch up with the team as they look ahead to this weekend's championships.
We're going to zones this weekend, and it's a qualifier for nationals. So we won our region, and so we're going to zones. And if we place first and second in zones, then we go to nationals. So it's a really big deal. We've been training really hard for it, and we know we're ready. and we're going to win. So
we've been preparing by practicing every day. Bob's had us doing a lot of conditioning and working out. And we also just did a clinic with 2 judges from Orlando, and they came and gave us exercises to do all day and really critiqued us and got us ready, figuring out our strengths and our weaknesses and what we really have to focus on to do well this weekend.
So there's a lot of different divisions. We have a walk trot rider, a walk trot canter rider, novice, fences and flat, intermediate fences and flat, open fences and flat, and then myself and one other open rider going individually. So that means that we compete on our own, not like a part of the team, so our results don't go toward the team going to nationals. So we have a lot of different riders. I think everybody's going to do really well. Everybody's really prepared. We should do well in all the divisions.
The judges are looking for a confident and experienced rider who can handle the horse that they draw, which is something that's very different in collegiate riding than other circuits, because at the show you have never ridden the horse that you've drawn before, and you get assigned to it and you go in the ring and you kind of have to take things as they come and use really what you know and what you've learned to show the judges how experienced you are.
Again, the 2013 Zone 5 Championships coming up this weekend. 5 teams will participate. The top 2 teams will advance to nationals. That'll be held in May in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Individual riders must place first or second in their class to advance to nationals. Thanks for tuning in this week. As we promised, a lot to get to as we talked about women's tennis, sailing, equestrian, and both baseball and softball as well. So thanks for tuning in here on Inside the Lines on CFCsports.com, as always, presented by Hendrick Honda over on Savannah Highway. We'll talk to you next week right here on Inside the Lines.